Welcome back to Given Chances Farm. Today we're going to do a video of how I make my burgers on the smoker. So, with burgers, they can kind of go anywhere as far as how you want to put them together, but this is pretty much the method that I use, and have found that even the kids like them, so that kind of helps. Whatever we can do to get them away from eating nothing but chicken nuggets and hot dogs, it seems like, and spaghetti. That's kind of like the go-to for kids. Mac and cheese, those kind of things. So, kind of get these set up for me. We have the Tupperware burger presses. So, I've got the bigger one and the smaller version. So, this recipe, doing it the way that I do it, will make 8 burgers. So I do 4 of the little bit bigger ones and 4 of the smaller ones for the girls. And it'll actually come out for 2 meals for us. So I figure if you're going to take the time of firing up the smoker, you might as well make it worthwhile and load it up. No sense in just cooking a couple of burgers. So, the one I'm doing today, since all of us are eating it, I'm only going to be using just our burger from our American Aberdeen cattle. So basically what we're going to do is 2 pounds of burger. I'm going to season it with some Famous Dave's steak and burger seasoning. Throw in a little bit of Fiesta Blend shredded cheese. And then a little bit of Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. The kind I'm using is the sweet and spicy. Just don't tell the girls, and we'll be good with that. So, I don't really measure any of this out. Really, I've been doing it long enough that I kind of know what it's supposed to look like as far as what the flavor will be at the end. So, and for those of you that like things a little bit spicy, I do another version of this, and basically all you would need to do is add a pound of hot sausage to this. Or like for us, when we get our pigs processed at the same place we get our burger processed at, we have them do, they have a really good jalapeno sausage that we put into the mix. So what you would do is use the jalapeno sausage and then add, dice up some habaneros. Usually do 1 habanero for the mix of the 3 pounds. So if you do the jalapeno sausage, 2 pounds of burger, and dice up 1 habanero, make sure the seeds are out of it. Throw it into the mix with the cheese and the Sweet Baby Ray's, and it does really well as a little bit of a spicy burger. But so basically, I throw the 2 pounds of burger in here, and make sure our seasoning's busted up enough that it can shake. I just go a little bit liberal with it. I get it like that. Take our cheese. Wasn't too much extra in that, so we'll just put it in there. And then with the barbecue sauce on it, I basically just run a couple of lines on here, so get it to squirt. Basically, and that's about it. Really, the barbecue sauce is just to kind of give it that little bit extra moisture. Our burger comes out being a real lean ground beef, so I kind of like to add a little bit to it, just to give it that little bit extra. I like them nice and juicy when they're coming off of the smoker. For those of you that have never used a pellet smoker for your burgers. You can do this same recipe and put it on your grill as well, and grill the burgers up. I used to do that for years prior to us getting the pellet smoker. We had an infrared grill even, and then before that I've had everything from just your normal propane grills to even the old electric grill that we used to use for the campground. So basically you just kind of mix it in about like that. For the bigger ones, I just kind of use my hand to judge it, and I know if I get size of about, kind of showing my age I guess, but about the size of like a racquetball. So be even like that, just a little bit smaller than a baseball. That will kind of fit into the bigger ones. And then for the smaller ones, you want to go to about that size right there. So about the size of, I guess you call them either, sometimes they're called like cuties, or sometimes they're called like halos, the little oranges in the store. That's about the right size for the small ones. Evidently somebody's wanting to talk to us, so we'll pause this, figure out who's calling us. I'll finish balling these up, and then we'll show you before we press them. So basically the way these presses work, they got this little ring that sits inside of here. So you put the ring in there, and then just kind of press it down. And I always give it just a little bit of a twist, and that keeps it from sticking to it. And we move on to the next one. And the nice thing about the way these work also is that each size they stack on top of themselves too. So like, and there's a lid that goes to it too. So if you wanted to make these ahead of time, then when you're done, you just take them and snap them on the other one. And then, if you weren't going to take them out to cook them, there's a lid that goes on top of it. Yeah, the bottom didn't. Close enough. I'm going to cook them, so I'm not worried that much about it. There, snapped in. And the bigger ones are the same way. So. There we go. Alrighty. Now they're pattied up. I'm just going to snap them together long enough to set them over here to the side for a minute. I'll go outside, start the smoker, and for these, I cook them at 200 degrees. So I'll go out there, fire up the smoker, bring it up to temperature, and then we'll show you guys putting these on there. And basically, all there is to it, the reason I like it on the smoker versus the grill is it's a lot less work involved in it, really, because we kind of set it and forget it. So we will set it up to 200. Once it comes up to temperature, I'll put these burgers on the grill, set the timer on my phone for an hour, go back and take them off, and they're done. Perfect. So we'll go out there and get that all started up, and come back and get the burgers once it gets up to temp. Alright, while I'm waiting on the grill to come up to temperature, we're going to go ahead and get the coleslaw ready. That way we got a side with our burgers today. So I just use the tricolor coleslaw mix.
We may have to attempt to grow some cabbage.
Yeah.
Make our own coleslaw. My bowl may not be big enough.
Nope.
I washed the hamburger bowl.
Okay. Yeah, I'll transfer it here in just a second then. Cause that ain't gonna give me enough stirring room. There's that. There we go. Yeah, that's better. Okay. So, basically, the way that I make it, I don't really care for the vinegar-based coleslaws very much. So, one of the guys I work with showed me how to make it this way, and I like it. Brittany likes it, so that's the way we do it. So basically, I take ballpark of a tablespoon of sugar, throw it in there, and then I use, you can use either Miracle Whip or mayonnaise. We use Miracle Whip just because that's kind of what we have on hand here. But I normally do about 4 heaping. I would assume that's like a tablespoon. It's a big spoon. Kind of start with that, and I might give it one more just for the good. There we go. And this is basically to taste. It just kind of how much you like in there, really. And then I kind of use like a chopping method to kind of mix it in. Break up some of that. Since it's been vacuum sealed, basically, it kind of compresses it down, sticks together. I like to kind of get it mixed in there a little bit. You can add pepper to it if you want to. Some people like it that way. And the longer it sits, like if you put it back in the fridge until the burgers are ready, it'll kind of get a little bit more liquid involved in it than it kind of looks like right now. Still got some I gotta get stirred in there. And with most things, I mean, even though we buy the same bag all the time, they're not always the same amount in each one. That kind of goes by weight, you know, so sometimes it might have a little bit more carrots in it than others. And so, but you can see everything's kind of getting coated. I actually think for us, I'm going to go with just a little bit more in there. So I'm going to put one more in there.
That makes 6, right?
Yeah.
Somewhere.
So on this batch, I'm actually using 6. Normally it's only about 4, but I didn't really heat those up, so. Like I said, I don't do too much on the measuring side of it, as I do just, I know what it's supposed to look like when it's done, and I know what it tastes like, so I kind of just go off of that. Kind of like making deviled eggs, you know. You mix your mayonnaise, you mix your mustard, you mix your egg yolks up, and you just kind of trial and error, get it close to what it's supposed to look like, and then taste it. If you don't like it, change it. That's kind of the way you do this too. So, but right there, it's kind of the finished look that I'm going for. Everything looks wet, but it doesn't look like you're just eating a jar of mayonnaise. And it's not real runny either. I don't like it runny. So that's the way we do it. And then we'll just put this in the fridge and we'll serve it up later.
Tastes good.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so the grill's up to 195 right now, roughly. So close enough to get started. Basically the way I do this is I know I have the smaller burgers and the larger ones. Your box is in the center and it goes towards the chimney part of it, right? So I know these are smaller than those, so I like to put them back here. And really with these, to put them on the grill, if you kind of take your hand and squeeze and then push with your finger right in the center, they just kind of pop out. Alright, they're all on there now, and I'll close the lid, set my timer for 1 hour, and we'll come back and take them off there. Doing it this way, you don't have to worry about flipping them or anything like that. So I'll come back and show you in an hour what they look like. Alright, so it's been an hour, and this is what the final product looks like. See how it's nice and juicy on there still? And try to go hide in the back. Take these inside, plate them up, get ready to eat. So, and then we'll have leftovers for tomorrow. So hope everybody enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, share on social media with all your family and friends, and we'll see you tomorrow.